Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Abhishek. 2-3 दिन नहीं आए अभिषेक. Where were you? Ajay Sharma, Anirudh Sharma. Hi, Bhushan, Bijal, Birendra Jain, Dipalo Khajra. Welcome. Yagnesh Lakkar, Virendra Singh. Great. Suman Kumar, Jha, Subodh Vaidya, Shailendra Gupta, Sarvesh Gutti. Good to see you, Sarvesh. Santosh, Shatit. Hi, Rupali, Ravi, Rashmi, Rakesh, Priya, Prajakta, Nitin, Nisha, Neeraj, Mikhil, Mayur. Welcome. All right, super. Let's continue. Hi, Ishpuri, Suman Kumar, Divakar. Chalo. Okay, so today we are going to talk about मनी once again. पैसे के बारे में बात करेंगे और क्या करेंगे. देखो, have you ever come across a situation where you are talking to a client and the client says that ये जो 10 लाख रुपए है, this 10 lakh rupees which is in my savings account, okay, and you and the person says ये पैसा safe रहना चाहिए. When you are suggesting that this money should be invested, that person turns around और आपने बोला अरे एफडी में क्यों रखा है, एफडी में तो taxation and all of that is eating into the returns. Why don't you look at some investments? So the person turns around and says, नहीं ये पैसा safe रहना चाहिए. Okay. Have you ever come across a situation like this? कि the client turns around and says, basis your suggestion कि ये पैसा safe रहना चाहिए. And वही सेम क्लाइंट को जब अचानक कुछ धन प्राप्ति होता है, suddenly they get 10 lakh rupees bonus or 5 lakh rupees, some money from somewhere or some property transaction, the same client turns around and says, कुछ aggressive करते हैं. Let's do something. Let's look at some opportunities. Let's look at some aggressive investment opportunity in the market. Have you come across a situation like this? Same person, maybe the same quantum of money, and advisor wahi aap hi ho, but why did that behavior change? Why do you think the same person looking at this 10 lakh rupees differently than the other 10 lakh rupees? Why do you think this happens? They even ask for more schemes. Because the money had a different name and meaning in their mind. That first 10 lakh rupees was the safe money. The next 10 lakh rupees or the other 10 lakh rupees was the extra money. But the first 10 lakh was the safe money and the next 10 lakh was the extra money. And once money gets a label, हम लेबल लगा देते ना, we give it a meaning, a label, then the behavior of the client will also follow that label. Now think about your own clients. I want each of you to think about one or two of your clients, one client. How many times have they said कि ये पैसा बच्चे के लिए है, ये पैसा इमरजेंसी के लिए है, ये पैसा एक्स्ट्रा पड़ा है, ये पैसा वाइफ के नाम पर है, ये पैसा बिजनेस सरप्लस है, ये पैसा थोड़ा बहुत मार्केट अपॉर्चुनिटीज के लिए ढूंढ सकते. यू थॉट they were only talking about money. No, they were all telling you the emotional meaning of that money. Many clients don't make wrong investments because they lack intelligence. They make wrong investments because they have given the money the wrong description, wrong label. If they call it extra, they speculate. If they call it safe, they will avoid growth. If they call it opportunity, they will chase some new idea in the market. होगा ही ना? And if they call it long term, but check it every week, ऐसा हो सकता है. लॉन्ग टर्म तो बोला है, बट दे चेकिंग इट एवरी वीक. दैट मीन्स वो लेबलिंग ही फेक था. ओके, सो टुडे we are going to get deeper into this situation, this part of human mind. Like before you allocate money, how do I first correct the meaning of money? Because wrong labels, wrong descriptions create wrong expectations. Correct? And wrong expectations create wrong behavior. All right? Ready? Ready. Chalo, give me a minute. I'm going to download my presentation deck and we are going to get started. Abhishek ji likh rahe ready. Chaliye, 1 second. Let me see if it is truly ready. Yes, I got it. The hidden cost of wrong financial labels. Because हर एक पैसे का ना एक description होता है. Every allocation, every investment has a role to play. Okay? And clients make bad decisions when the name, the money investments, when they actually the labeling is incorrect. Okay? So the core concept क्या होता है? Suppose एक 10 लाख रुपए है. Okay? So it is a fixed amount. Okay? इसको हम लोग सरप्लस पैसा भी बोल सकते हैं, सेफ पैसा भी बोल सकते हैं, एक्स्ट्रा पैसा भी बोल सकते हैं, चाइल्ड एजुकेशन बोल सकते हैं, रिटायरमेंट मनी बोल सकता है, और थोड़ा बहुत जस्ट अबाउट लाइन है. ओके, द ईच ऑफ दीज 6 मीनिंग्स, 6 labelings will have 6 different meanings. Okay, surplus पैसा मतलब client is taking the risk casually. सेफ पैसा मतलब client is going to avoid volatility completely. Extra money means client is going to start to maybe to speculate. Okay, children's education client बहुत deeply serious रहेगा. Okay, retirement money client is going to look for some long term patience. Okay, just about lying money, client will delay any meaningful action on that. Okay, now remember, money doesn't behave according to the amount. It will behave according to the meaning it is carrying. Okay. So, whether हम लोग इसको savings money बोल रहे हैं या extra money बोल रहे हैं, okay. So, these two will have 2 different roles to play. Okay. So, clients don't mismanage money only because they lack knowledge. ये बहुत बार होता है. क्लाइंट ने बोला लॉन्ग टर्म, बाद में पैसा निकाल दिए हैं. ओके, दे मिसमैनेज इट बिकॉज दैट लेबलिंग वाज इनकरेक्ट. सो आवर जॉब एज अ वेल्थ मैनेजर इज टू एंश्योर दैट द लेबलिंग इज करेक्ट, दैट द लेबलिंग इज करेक्ट. ठीक है, लेट्स मूव अहेड. सो हाउ डू आई define these financial labels? Okay, so financial labels, remember, is all the emotional name a client gives to money. Okay, all the emotional name the client is giving to money before they even consider a product. जैसे risk appetite, patience level, urgency, product choice, reaction to. So these are, descriptions of all the emotion. Okay. So हर एक पैसे के ना पीछे एक स्टोरी होगा. ओके, वाइफ के नाम का पैसा, बिजनेस का सरप्लस का पैसा, इमरजेंसी का पैसा, टैक्स सेविंग का पैसा. सो वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द स्टोरी behind every labeling. Okay. Now, there could be some dangerous labels ki extra paisa hai. Okay. Extra paisa is actually a speculative trap. Remember, that is the erosion of clients stop respecting capital once it is deemed extra. Remember, ये बहुत बड़ा trap है. If a client is calling something extra money, okay, propensity to gamble on unlisted stocks crypto बहुत high रहेगा. समझ में आ रहा है क्या बोल रहा हूं? अगर क्लाइंट ने किसी पैसे को लेबल दिया that this is an extra money, remember it is a speculative trap. Are you getting it? Can you write yes in the chat box so I know that you are getting this is a little deep. थोड़ा सा nudge लिया मैंने. Right? Yes. All right, Mikhail. Thank you. Super. Somebody is asking whether this session is live. Okay. All right. Super. So, okay. So उनका बिहेवियर रहेगा कुछ एग्रेसिव करते हैं, कुछ एग्रेसिव करते हैं. So otherwise, there is another class of money which is the safe money. This is where the inflation trap is. One is a speculative trap, other is the inflation trap. Okay. This amount of money gives certain kind of false security. Okay. So ऐसा कहीं पे डाल देते हैं जहां पर inflation keeps eating into the returns. They're obsessed with avoiding price fluctuations while ignoring the purchasing power of money. Okay. So this behavior actually leads to long-term wealth destruction. Okay. So there are certain statements that we have written. You can pick it up as and when you are using it. Long-term paisa. Short-term emotion wearing long-term clothes. Okay. There is a mismatch between verbal commitment and emotional reality. हम बोल तो रहे हैं, this is a long-term paisa. Clients claim long-term horizon but check performance weekly. Okay. So if this money is truly long-term, then we should not judge it by looking at the short-term volatility. Then comes the psychological burden. Okay. The money is seen as a spouse's security or a child's legacy. Okay. यहाँ पर even 4, 5, 10% drop in the value feels like you are failing in front of your family. Okay. Now, when the money is for ensuring family security, we need more structure and not much opinions around that. High emotion, remember, when the emotion behind the story is high, always introduce high structure to it. Okay. It should have a structure. It should not fall apart. Every high emotional requirement, opportunity hai, less structure pe bhi chalega. But if it is about retirement, child's education, marriage, high emotion, always offer a high structure to that. Okay. So there are 5 ways. First, identify where the money is parked right now. Locate the money. Okay. Check whether it's in FD, savings account, mutual fund, property, stock, business account. Pehla step. Second, ask the emotional meaning to that name. Okay. Reveal that psychological story attached to this particular amount of money. In your mind, what is this money meant for? Okay. Ask that. Bring out the real role. Define whether it's for safety, growth, income, liquidity, experimenting, family security. Define the true functional requirement of the money. Okay. Then diagnose, examine the mismatch, diagnose the friction, whether it's an emergency money parked in volatile small cap funds. Okay. And then look for the behavior. Rule, this money will not be touched for 7 years or must remain 100% liquid. Establish that rigid review frequency. Okay. In your conversation, before we decide where to invest this money, I want to first understand what this money means for you. because every rupee should not behave the same way. Identify one of the five roles: safety, growth, liquidity, security. Safety is the same, and opportunity. Broadly, four: safety, growth, liquidity, opportunity. Okay. Because if that role is important, if you don't refine the role, every market movement is going to create confusion. Okay. So we are all in the business of managing this emotional attachment to these monies. सेफ रिटायरमेंट, ये हर एक बकेट में आप डाल सकते हैं. Okay. Remember, we are all managing the meaning of that money rather than the actual portfolio. Before that money gets invested in a product, there is a story behind every money. And our first task is to ensure that the story is rational and well understood by you. Then manage the expectations. When these labelings are clear, the behavior becomes much well understood. Okay. And then protect the future. Remove these labels like extra money. You are protecting that capital because extra money now speculative mein chala jata hai. Okay. We have to first correct the meaning of the word money whenever there is any conversation. All the best, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Fantastic. And see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 10:10. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Truly shifts the meaning. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you. Thank you, Jaydeep. All the best. Thank you, Hitesh. All the best. See you tomorrow. Take care.